Hi YouTube, welcome to my very first Flosstube video. My name's Amy and I thought I'd jump on the Flosstube bandwagon. I've been binge watching Flosstube for a little while now actually, so I thought, I might do that, and now I finally am. This is actually my second video. I'd previously filmed a whole hour. I thought it was a pretty good video as well, and unfortunately I'd filmed it using the wrong aspect ratio on my phone, so when I uploaded it to YouTube it was like this tiny little box the size of my mobile phone in the middle of the screen, and obviously when you're trying to show detail and cross stitch and stuff, that's just not good enough. So I thought I'd start again, see how I go. Fingers crossed this is okay this time. So I thought I'd start with telling you a little bit about myself, and then moving on to showing you previous pieces I've done, and then showing you my whips. So looking at them now, there's a little pile. I think there's about 12 or 13. Yeah, I like starting new things. I like getting quite far on some of them, and then usually I'm like, ugh, I want a new start. I'm like a magpie. Oh, that thing's sparkly. Let's go with that. So yeah, a little bit about me. So I'm 31. I live in the south of England with my boyfriend, my little boy. He is 2, which means we're currently in the terrible 2s, and believe me, it is a wild ride. Toddlers they're little savages. They just are. He does not give a rocks who he annoys on any given day, but then he'll like switch on you and he'll be the most adorable little boy ever, and yeah, you just can't stay mad for too long. I'm sure he'll make an appearance in my videos going forward, because he's not quiet. Currently it's like 9 o'clock at night, so he's obviously fast asleep, but yeah, I'm sure you guys will see him going forward. So more about me. I work full time. I'm a sterile services technician, which means we get dirty sets from like clinics and hospitals in the area. We clean them down, we put the sets back together, and then we autoclave them and sterilise them, pack them, and then send them back to hospitals, which, yeah, it's really not that interesting. But previously I had worked in theatres, so I've got a pretty good understanding of this equipment now. Some of it can be really intricate. It's like putting the sets back is like doing a puzzle almost, but it's pretty exhausting. Hospitals are very short-staffed, but they seem to get a lot of appointments done, a lot of operations, and obviously we then get all the equipment back from that, and then we have quite a quick turnaround time. But yeah, I won't stay on that too long because yeah, it's just not that interesting. I have quite a few hobbies, so cross stitch is my main one. I can also knit, I can crochet, I've got a sewing machine, so I can sew, I can make clothes. I like making dolls' clothes, but I don't do any of those very often because cross stitch, it's my obsession. It's the thing I do. Wow. I don't actually get that much time to myself these days since having Sydney and going back to work full time. But when I do, all I want to do is watch TV and do my cross stitch. I absolutely love true crime. So I love listening to true crime on podcasts. I love watching crime documentaries, crime YouTube. So yeah, that's the thing I tend to watch whilst cross stitching. I do trip over my words a lot, so I apologise in advance. That's just how I speak, I guess. Yeah, so more about me. What can I say? I'm a little bit loopy, so that'll probably come out in my videos from time to time. I sat on my foot and it's gone numb. So yeah, I have been cross-stitching for probably over half my life now. It's probably like 15, 17 years maybe more, maybe a little bit less. But growing up, my mum was always very crafty. So my mum actually knits very well, and quickly, but she always did cross stitch as well. And obviously that's where I've picked it up from. I think I was probably about 12, 13. But I spent a few years cross stitching, and then I think when I got to about 20, I got married. I got married very young. I'm divorced now. But I think I gave it up. Yeah, I think I just stopped. I stopped cross stitching. And it was only when Sydney was born a couple of years ago that I picked it back up again, because I was bored on my maternity leave. And really it's spiraled. And I think now, because obviously we use the internet so much, there's Facebook groups, there's Flosstubes, there's online stores, all these resources to find out more about your favourite hobby. And yeah, it definitely has become an obsession. I've even noticed, like, my mum, she's really into it now. And I think the help of Facebook groups especially, you're always seeing things that you didn't know about and things you want to try. So we spend a lot of time talking about our cross stitches, which is great, because if my mum didn't do it, I would not have anyone I knew in real life that enjoyed doing it as well. So I do love that about our relationship, that we've got things that we share, interests that we share. So yeah, and then so I gave it up for a bit. I went back to it on my maternity leave. I'm now obsessed, and I suppose that leads me to showing you what I have done previously. I'm actually really bad at framing what I get up to. They're all in this folder. I do have a cross stitch on the wall. It's this, and it's a design from Emma Congdon. It was a free gift in a magazine, like the whole kit, and it says "Follow your heart." It's very cute. I don't want to get off the wall, and it's probably really dusty, but you might be able to see it a little bit. So I'm going to try and show you these in sort of order of, when I did it. So maybe show you the ones that I did before giving them up. Try and sort them into piles quick. Oh, that's after. That's after. That's after. That's after. And that's before. So my very first cross stitch, I believe, is this one. So actually, no. Yeah, I do think it's this one. And I don't know if anyone remembers this company. I don't think they're still going now, but I do see the cross stitch kits floating around from time to time. It's from a company called Bang on the Door, and they made the whole Groovy Chick franchise. And as a teenager, or maybe like a preteen, I was absolutely in love with Groovy Chick. So I saw this as a kit years and years ago, and I just thought it was adorable. And truthfully, I could probably frame it and put it in Sydney's room. However, I don't know if you can see on camera, the Ada has really yellowed. So if I show you the colour of this Ada, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's just really yellowed, but this is a kit. It's just lovely, such bright colours. And considering I was probably about 12, maybe 13, it is actually really neat looking at it now in detail. I think even my stitches are all going the same way. I'm pretty impressed with myself at that. Yeah. So the second piece that I did is a flower fairy, from the flower fairies. You can get kits of them and pattern books and all kinds. This is done on Sparkly Ada. It was this one. I think it's absolutely lovely. It's quite a decent sized cross stitch really for a beginner piece. And I think it had, like half cross stitches, and it's got quite a lot of back stitch. Again, I'm impressed with my younger self. I really am. This one is quite possibly my most favourite piece ever, to be honest. I remember doing it, I think I was probably about 16 or 17, and I was living with my boyfriend at the time. And I don't know why, but I was absolutely baby obsessed back then. And I did this cross stitch, and I was like, I'm going to put this in my baby's nursery when I finally have a baby. And obviously, like 10 years later, over 10 years later, I finally have a little one, and it's still in a folder. This could totally go in his room. So, it's this. Good night, sleep tight. And I just love the little moon. He looks so peaceful. Yeah, even that is, it's all uniform and, you know, no stitches really out of place. This has also gone a bit yellowy, so I think if I was to put it in Sydney's room, I'm going to have to give it a good soak in. But it's actually done on sparkly Ada as well. I don't know if the sparkles show at all. Can you see them? Can you? Yeah. And then I started this cross stitch when I was with my ex-husband, maybe like 11, 12 years ago. And I'd finished all the stitching, but I hadn't finished the back stitch. And it's only when I got back into stitching, like 2 years ago, over 2 years, nearly 3 years. Yeah, so nearly 3 years ago is when I actually finished it and put all the back stitch in. And obviously that relationship is long gone, and I'm not giving it to him now. But is this Tatty Teddy? I tell you now, if anyone who's done one of these kits will agree with me, the back stitching is long. Look at all those little lines going around the edge of the teddy. It took forever. You can see all my ends through the canvas. But yeah, I think that's absolutely adorable. I do have quite a lot of Tatty Teddy charts from magazines, and I don't know, I look at them and I think, do I really want to start that again? The back stitching. Yeah. So, the actual first cross stitch I picked up while I was pregnant. Actually, I don't think I was pregnant. I think I'd just had Sydney. And I needed something to do while I was watching Teen Mum. Even this looks a bit yellowy. They're all grubby. I've never washed any of these. I know a lot of people soak them. Actually, tell a lie, I've washed one of them. And, sorry, it's like lint. This, again, it was a magazine chart. And anyone who knows me knows that I have a cuddly toy polar bear that I sleep with every night. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I need to do it in honour of my polar bear. It's just so cute. See that? And I think because it's a mama bear with her baby, it was somewhat symbolic to where I was in that moment in time. I was sat on the sofa with my baby, so I did that one. That called to me. And then after that, I think this was my next one. So this is the only one I've ever washed. I did iron it at the time, but it's been folded and gone back into storage. But obviously we were all going through a pandemic and lockdown, and I found this chart. It's a free chart actually if you want to do it. It's from Night Spirit Studios. I hope I've got that right. And this one is fabulous. It's a plague nurse. These folk, you can see straight through these, right? It's the lighting. Let's try something. There you go, that's better. So it's a plague nurse. How cool is that? I couldn't believe it was a free pattern either. So I started this one and I just, it didn't take me long at all. I really enjoyed it. Now I think it'd be really cool in like an oval frame, but you know, you get like the brass, they're like brass frames and they look old, and yeah, I know what I'm on about. I hope you guys do too. So there's that one. And then, I don't even know if you will know who this is. I hope you do. I hope it's clear. But I haven't cut any of my ends off at all. Anyway, I would if I was going to frame them. I would. It's Princess Diana. I did this because actually, I actually really loved Princess Diana. And I was born obviously in the 90s. And as a small kid, you'd turn on TV and Diana was there and she was helping sick children, or she was over in Africa and she was helping communities, and I don't know, she really was like the people's princess. And yeah, I had a lot of respect for Princess Diana. I think my whole family were very sad when she passed away, and yeah, again, when I saw this, I think this is from a really old issue of Cross Stitch Crazy. When I saw it, I just knew I had to stitch it. So yeah, I really like this anyway. I know it's obviously not everyone's cup of tea. I don't think I'd probably put it on the wall, but again, I really enjoyed stitching it, and I think it's because it's like those sepia tones. Sepia tones. Tell me if I'm wrong. I can't go through life saying the wrong thing. But yeah, that's that one. This one was a free kit in a magazine. I don't actually like doing small free kits from magazines often. But again, because of Sydney, I did this. How adorable is that? And obviously it's a card, but I think the card they supplied is actually a nice nice border, so you could put it in the frame, maybe slice the top off so it's back into a square, and hopefully I'll put that back up, or I will eventually put that up in Sydney's bedroom. Then, don't know what order I did these. I started this one before the next one, but I finished it after. So, obviously, every little child needs their birth sampler, right? So I chose this one for my boy. It's so creased. So, they're quite, the orange especially reminds me of highlighter, like an orange highlighter. So very bright colours, nothing too boyish, nothing too girly. I liked that. And it took me so long actually because of this border, which reminds me of jelly beans. Let me see closer. It's very cute. Again, that was a magazine chart. I have folders upon folders just stuffed full of magazine charts so I'll go on like Free Cycle or Facebook, and then there'll be someone giving away maybe like hundreds of these magazines, and yeah, so I then used to go collect them, and I'd spend days just tearing out the ones I wanted. And the good thing about that is then I could pass them on to my mum, and then she'd tear out the ones she wanted. And then it was a very small amount just being recycled in the end. So, yeah, I have folders upon folders upon folders of these patterns. So that's how I tend to choose what I'm going to do next. Although, that being said, I have now discovered Heaven and Earth. So, usually what I want to do next is another Heaven and Earth, which I think people who do stitch Heaven and Earth designs want to live forever because it takes so long to stitch each one. So this very last one I'm going to show you of my completed projects, I hand dyed the fabric myself actually. I was really proud of that. However, I did find the design on Pinterest, so I'm hoping it's a free pattern. It was actually Russian, so I hope it's not been pinched from someone. But it is very cute, and if you just go onto Pinterest and put owl cross stitch, it will come up. Because, there you go, something else about me. I really like owls. I have owl ornaments and crap all around my house. But, hey ho. How cute is that? Let me try and smooth it. Very cute, very creased. I think it's adorable. There are other designs, like there's a boy one with a baseball cap on, I've seen. And then a few others that seem to match this theme. But yeah, I think she's so cute. I think around the time I was stitching this and the birth sampler, I only had like maybe 2 on the go at a time. 2 or 3. And yeah, now I've got like 13 whips. 12 or 13. So obviously that obsession has just grown and grown and grown. And it takes me longer to finish anything now. So yeah, that was my completed lot. Well, you can see they're all folded and they're all put in this folder. It is a shame. You can probably see, like all my walls are perfect white. I have hardly any pictures up. And I don't really like clutter. And the right piece will go on the wall and it will look beautiful. But it has to be the right thing. I'm quite finicky like that. But equally, the thought of gifting them to someone, like I took all that sounds really selfish, but I took all the time. I don't know if I can, that's like, yeah, passing on a lot of time and someone else may not appreciate it as much. Like, I've heard some horror stories online of people being like, oh, thanks, and not caring. Whereas if that was given to me, I'd be like, you put all that effort in for me. And I don't know, I just have real troubles gifting what I craft. The only person I tend to make stuff for is my mum. And I think because she's also a crafter, she always appreciates it. Yeah, so I will keep them in my folder for now. That's where I'm comfortable them being. So if we move on now to my whips. This may be a long one. Sorry, I decided to have a quick cigarette break before starting this. I know, dirty habit. Get comfortable. So, I have a box turned on its side. I'm going to just keep pulling them out and I'll show you. They're all in folders. I am quite an organised person. I do try and keep them safe. So, start with this one. So this cross stitch, I bought off eBay, and I'll show you the picture first. It's a Janling kit. It's done on 14 count Ada. It's navy Ada, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. Hopefully the glare's not too bad and you can see that okay. So again, I think running with the theme, it's a moon maiden with her baby, and I think the stars and a bit of the wand is actually like Krennic filament. I've never stitched with it before, so I'm looking forward to getting onto that bit. I'll show you my progress on it. Again, I started really strong, I did a lot of it, and now it's sort of been pushed aside. But I have done this much. I just like get used to putting something behind this because you can see all the holes through it. So is that the right way up? Yeah. So this is actually the baby. Literally the whole thing is the same colour as the moon. So the only way to tell that it's a baby, it will be when I backstitch it. I just love all the colours on it. So I don't know. I'll try and show you. So it never came with a thread organiser, like, you know, the cardboard. So I made them out of cereal boxes. I'm quite resourceful like that. So, let's see those colours. A bit of a tangled mess. That's the filament. Yeah. I've heard people describe it as devil's pubes. So, I'm guessing it's not going to be the most fun of times. But, to be honest, loads of people moan about using navy and black Ada. And I really enjoyed stitching on black Ada. So, I'm hoping the devil's pubes is something else that other people hate, but I like, maybe. Maybe. I've heard the trick is to keep them really short. Sorry, I have to keep it organised, so I'm gonna make sure everything's put back correctly each time. Okay. I know some people buy expensive project bags and sleeves and stuff, but honestly, I think I bought most of mine out of like Home Bargains for a couple of quid. This one I had at college, God knows how many years ago, well, over 10 years ago. It's from Wilco, and I just thought it was really cute at the time. And now it's for this project. So that was project 1. Right, this next one might be a little bit controversial because it is from the brand Joy Sunday. Now, I have quite a lot of Joy Sunday kits in my stash, and it's only on joining Facebook groups that I now understand they're like counterfeits. So they are quite often stolen designs. Obviously, I didn't know this at the time, so I'm going to continue with what I've purchased, but I will be mindful going forward that they're not the originals. And obviously, if you're an artist, I don't know, it's just not cool, is it? It's not nice knowing that all your talent and hard work has, you know, taken that amount of time to bring in an income, and then some companies just taking it and is selling it off for half the price. But regardless of that, just being completely ignorant of it, I thought this was really cute. So this is a hedgehog. I really like woodland animals, hedgehogs, foxes, owls, deer, you name it, I like it. But yeah, I just thought it was lovely, and it's the first time I've worked on printed fabric, so I can show you what I've done, but it might not be very clear because obviously the fabric's printed on, but I'll try and show you best I can. You can see that. So I have done all of the hedgehog's face, the grass and the flowers that's standing on, and I've also done some dark green and some reds and some yellows within it, but a lot of the really bright colours that look a bit out of place are the printed fabric. So yeah, that's that one. I quite like working on printed fabric actually. However, most of the ones you see online are the counterfeit ones. So yeah, I guess if it bothers you, if it doesn't bother you, then I guess buy them. But if it does, try and, even if you see one of these designs, maybe you should source the original. Obviously the originals will always be much better quality. This isn't the best quality. Alas, I have been enjoying it. I haven't picked it up for a while because, well, heaven and earth, you'll see in a bit. You will see in a bit. So, this one this one's my most recent start that isn't a Heaven and Earth, and I'm actually not going to take it out the folder, the chart. So this is a magazine chart. It's by Margaret Sherry. So she's a very popular designer. Hopefully you can see without the glare. It's so cute. I think it's adorable. And this is my progress. I will learn. That's my progress so far. So really, I have just a few of the tulips left to do. And then the back stitch. And then it's onto the watering can and the second mouse. So I did this in a really short amount of time. And then Heaven and Earth. But I think next time I get back into this, I will probably bosh it. And it'll be a finish. I just think it's absolutely lovely, and I think this one will definitely go on the wall. I think it'll look really good in my kitchen. Yeah, I think it's just so cute. It's adorable. I can't tell you what issue of the World of Cross Stitching it came from, because so the World of Cross Stitching don't write on the page edges what issue it's from. However, Cross Stitcher does. So if I have a cross stitch chart, I'll probably be able to tell you. Although if you Google lens this, you'll probably be able to find it quite easily. Or look for Margaret Sherry Designs. I'm sure she has a website probably that has that one in it. So moving on to the next now. So this one I can't actually show you. Okay, this isn't actually what I thought it was. So this one I found as a free chart online. So it's Fireman Sam. It's for Sydney. And it's this person here, Alex Stitches. I found it on Pinterest. But again, I'm sure they've got their own... Well, okay, that is a website. alexstitches.com. And they have many characters I've seen actually. My only peeve with this is the chart is so teeny tiny. It is tiny. It's quite monotonous. It's not many colours at all. So like Fireman Sam's face is one colour. The background's one colour. The circle around the background's one colour. So it's not very fun. And you will see how ridiculous my start is on it. This has been in my stash for a long while now, and I don't know, I just have no urge to pick it up whatsoever. So this is my progress on this. 2 lines of peach for his face. That is it. That is it. But again, hopefully, well, I'm kind of hoping I could pick it back up and then maybe gift it to Sydney for Christmas. Although, let's face it, a 2-year-old getting a framed picture would be like, oh, thanks, Mum. Tossed to one side. But he does love Fireman Sam, and I think he would love seeing it on his bedroom wall. So that alone is the motivation for me to push forward. I will finish it. I will push forward. But I've got so many more exciting pieces to do. So this probably is my least favourite. But yeah, again, I think it's because I'm a selfish stitcher. I just am. It's not my design, is it? It's like not for me. But yeah, I'll do it. I will do it. I can do it. This next one. So this one is actually from Cross Stitcher. So I can tell you it's from Cross Stitcher April 2020. And this is beautiful. When I saw it, I just knew I had to stitch it. I don't think I have. It's only a teeny picture I have. I don't have like the main design page. So this one. How beautiful is that? So this one I'd actually started, and so I started over here on this big balloon, and I'd done, oh no, Now I'm really confused. I know, so I started here. I did the orange and the pink previously, and I went wrong somewhere, so I had to unpick it all. And then I restarted. And I don't think I've actually got as far as I had previously, but I'll show you anyway. This is my progress so far. This will have to become habit. Let me see it better. There you go. So yeah, not masses of progress on that. Although I did try and match my needle minder somewhat. How cute is that? It's the house from Up. Does anyone else think the film Up is like the saddest Disney film they had ever seen? Like that montage when it's the old guy and his wife. I seriously like ugly cry. I'm like sobbing when I watch that. Absolutely sobbing. Just thinking of it now makes me feel really sad. Disney's trying to make our kids sad. In fact, all of the later Disney films that I'm thinking of are sad. Like Inside Out. What is that? Yeah. Love a bit of Disney. So, this one is what I thought I'd pulled out when I went to show you Fireman Sam. So, I don't actually have a picture, but I can put it on the screen now. So, this is actually quite, I'm going to call it a vintage chart, because my mum had stitched it in the 90s, and she still kept it. I'm not going to show you the design as such, but look how tatty that, okay, I will show the design. You can kind of see how tatty that thing is. So, it's Country Companions design called I Love You, and this is definitely out of print. I even struggled to find a picture to insert. I think I found one on Google. Just the one. And this is my progress. So you may notice this is the same fabric I used for Fireman Sam. And so basically I bought a massive piece of Ada to dye. But what I hadn't realised is it's quite plasticky. So obviously if you have polyester, the dye doesn't stick to it very well. So this was white and I've dyed it blue. And you can see it's definitely gone blue. But all like my twists and turns and all that, my tie-dye, it just dropped out. It didn't stick at all. But I think even my mum may have a few pieces of this somewhere. It was a huge piece, and then we just cut it down to do other things. So yeah, I absolutely love this design. I love Country Companions, and I have another one of her vintage charts in my stash, which, depending on how this turns out, I will do that one too. So, next one. So this next one's a bit random actually. So I started it years ago at my mum's house. It was my mum's kit, and we decided if I started a cross stitch at her house, I could leave it at her house, and then when I visited, we could stitch together. Unfortunately, we both work full time. We both work different shifts. So when are we actually going to get the time to do this? So I think she was like going through her stash and she was like, is this yours? I'm like, yes, Mother. Yes, it is. So I took it home with me. And then I'd realised I'd done it wrong. So I had to unpick most of it. And then I started again. But again, it's a Janlin chart, just like my Moon Maiden one. And it's just such a beautiful design. What's this one here? It's called Daisy Girl. And again, you'd probably be able to find this on eBay if you liked it. I really like her little shoes. I don't know, she's so cute. Such a lovely design. I really like it. And this is my progress. Which way up is it? That way. So I've done sort of her chest and a bit of her arm. So I haven't done masses. Again, I think when I really love a design, I will just power on, and I'll finish it. And yeah, I don't know, I really love it, but to stitch, as you can see, like, it's just blue and then it's skin tone. And I think it's only going to get interesting when I get onto the grass and the flowers and possibly her hair as well. But I absolutely love the Ada that came with it. It's like this oatmeal-y sort of natural, rustic, don't know what you'd call it, but it is lovely. It's really soft Ada actually. I don't know. It doesn't really say what it is. Just 14 count cotton Ada. But yeah, I like it. It's good. I'm looking at these now and I'm like, oh, I actually really want to finish these. I don't have a very good rotation. If anyone can suggest a good rotation so I get these done, please do. My mum and I tend to set each other little challenges. So this month it was do as much as you can on your largest cross stitch, which I was just about to start a new Heaven and Earth at that point, but it was also my largest project, so I might as well show you this next. This one was a pain in the ass. So first I'll put the design on screen now, and it is Toil by Melanie Dellen. And I remember seeing it on Heaven and Earth, the website, and I was just like, wow, I need to do that cross stitch. So I read all about people gridding using sulky sliver. So I spent 20 quid on this massive bit of fabric. I bought the sulky sliver and I started gridding it myself. And oh my god, I have never hated doing something more. And in fact, I gave up in the end, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, this project's doomed. But in the end, I spent another 20 quid buying easy grid fabric, and it's a game changer. So I've decided for this one I'm going to do all the black, and then after I've done that, which let's not sugarcoat that, doing all the black will probably take me a couple of years. But after that, I'm going to then go on to the colour that has the next highest number of stitches. So this is my progress. Ooh, my scissors dropped out. This is my progress so far. It doesn't seem a lot, but I think it's about 2,500 stitches now so far. And just filling in this box alone will be 1,000 stitches. So this is 32 count gridded Ada, gridded even weave. It is the very first time I've used 32 count, and I can honestly say the holes are absolutely tiny, minuscule, and I need to finish it quickly because as I get older and my eyes deteriorate, I am not going to be able to see this. I just won't. I guess that's why people wear those little magnifying things. That's a good idea actually. I might invest in some of those anyway. But so it's quite a large one, and I have duffed all the fabric in, yeah, rammed it into a grime guard, which I heard someone say the other day. That is definitely what I've done here. All the needle minders you see will probably be ones I've made myself. So I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's upside down. See that? It's a cat. It's very cute. Meow. Here. Put this one away. Don't know what else to say about that. Apart from, isn't it really sad when you work out the maths for these things? So you think, okay, so I average like 200 stitches a day. How many years will it take me? and quite often it's over 10 years. So I always joke around and say I need a broken leg so I can sit down for 6 weeks and just stitch. But I'm just kidding. I've broken my ankle before and that was not fun, so I don't wish that on anyone. The next one, my progress on this is absolutely pathetic. But, so everyone knows that most of the Heaven and Earth charts are designed on, or they're charted for 25 count fabric, and they're massive. They're usually massive, unless you buy a quick stitch or a mini. However, I found this chart, which I'm going to post now. It's gridded on, start again. It's charted for 18 count fabric. So, and it's one of the smallest designs on Heaven and Earth. So, I started it. I want to say this is 25 count. And look how small this piece of fabric is. It's going to be teeny weeny. But my progress so far is smaller than the tip of my thumb. I just get distracted easily. I think that's all it is. But it's not my typical taste in cross stitches, I'm not going to lie. But the thought of being able to finish a Heaven and Earth really quickly, I don't know, that makes me really happy. So, again, I need to figure out rotation and I will get this one done. I think it would look really nice, again, in my kitchen. I've got one really long, blank, empty wall in my kitchen. So, it's just cooling to be crammed full of cross stitches when I get round to it, eventually. So, this next one was actually the very first Heaven and Earth I'd ever started, and it is, I don't think I told you what the last one was called. So the last one was called Bo Peep by Nancy Faulkner, if you wanted to look it up. But this one, so this was the very first Heaven and Earth I found. I think it's absolutely beautiful. However, I chose to do the Story Keep. So Story Keeps are sort of bookmark shaped. So they're long, thin rectangles. But they're much bigger than bookmarks. But I think they're kind of supposed to be like bookmarks. And this is a Story Keep. So Story Keeps are like a snippet. They're like a slice cut out of the main picture, the main design. So I'll put the picture of this one up now. And this is called Ripple's Story Keep by Stephanie Law. And this is my progress so far. So this is done on 25 count. I'm doing 2/1 full stitch. And if I'm honest with you, the thickness of this thing, it reminds me of like a sew-on patch or an iron-on patch, like you put on a denim jacket or something. It's gone really thick. I quite like it, but I think going forward I'd probably do 1/1 full cross on 25 count. But yeah, as you can see, like the fabric, so it's like it's gonna be like down to here somewhere. But I'm really excited to do the girl and the fish at the bottom. I just think it's such a lovely design. It is a lovely design. I do wish I bought like the full picture of it now. But I think when you haven't done Heaven and Earth previously, excuse me, it can be a little bit daunting. Yeah, so that's that. I love working on that one. And you can, I'm going to get it back up. You can see on it, like all the trees that are starting to form. Sorry, this is my first video and I'm probably rushing things. But weirdly, it's quite difficult talking to a camera. I'll try and slow it down. I'll try and explain a bit better. But yeah, that's that one. I have 2 left, both are Hades. So this one is called Cradled by Moonlight, and it's by Molly Harrison. She is one of my favourite designers on Heaven and Earth. And I've done this on, I think it's 25 count linen. Let's see. I actually really like worked on linen. It's different. But I'll put the design in now. And this is my progress so far. So you can see a star. You can see the moon. This is her mermaid's tail. And this is the back of the mermaid's head and her braid. So this is actually a full page finished. It's the only full page I've finished on Heaven and Earth. Any of the Heaven and Earths, apart from Ripples, which I showed you last. But because it's an edge page, it's only a slither, so I don't really count that. It's like a segmented page. So that's that one. I don't know, I love linen. It's weird because you stitch and like the ply or the woven threads move. So sometimes the boxes can seem different sizes. But I don't know. I'll show you again. I just think it looks fantastic. It's really soft to use, but it's really thin, see-through. You see me? Because I can see you. I can see you. But yeah. That is done, again, 2 over 1. Although, oh no, it still feels like an iron-on patch. They get really, like, it's almost like you can't flex them anymore. I quite like that. You see my needle minder, actually. This is one of my favourite needle minders I've made. It's like, well, it's a floral whale. Humpback whale. Because animals are cool. And last but not least is... This is called Babysitting, and it's by Linda Ravenscroft, and oh my gosh, I love Linda Ravenscroft designs. I'll put a picture up here. And so all of Linda's artwork is sort of like folklore-y, you know, fairies, sprites, little magical woodland imps, things you'll find, magical things you'll find in your garden. And I absolutely love them. So this is the first chart I've ever bought by her. And I'm not too far away from a page finish, actually. I'm trying to move all the parked threads out of the way. They're not tangled, but they've kind of like, they're like matted together. Do you know how like wool felts? So something I haven't said also actually is a lot of my cross stitches are done using CXC threads. They're just cheaper. That is literally the driving force of it. I think they are just as good as DMC. However, for my Toil, one that I've shown previously, I will do that all in DMC. But only because I'm buying the colours gradually. So this is my progress so far. Oh, isn't she lovely? So this is like her legs. She's got stripy tights on. She's got a little purple waistcoat on. A frilly blouse. These are the start of her fairy wings. What else? And you can also see an ear to this little green creature. I don't really know what the creature is. I was saying goblin. It's not a goblin. They're very cute though. And I'm looking forward to starting like all the toadstools, and I don't know, it's just such a bit like the mermaid one I'm doing. They're just such bright colours. They're really fun. Really fun to do. So that is all my work in progresses. Whips. That's all my whips. I'm finished. That's done. I've shown you. So I haven't really thought of a timeline as such with my projects. What I think I'll do is post another video next week, but I'll show you like sort of like my stash, and I've got a lot of it, but it's fun. I love collecting, and I've got quite a few charts, but like I said, a few of them are Joy Sunday, so I hope that I don't get any hate or shade, and I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I wasn't in the know at the time, but now I am, so I won't add to the Joy Sunday collection. It's just, so when you don't know that they're counterfeits, it's too tempting to be like looking on Amazon or whatever, and you see a full cross-stitch kit for like £4. So if you're not in the know, like, why would you not buy that? It was just too good to be true, obviously. So I've got quite a few kits, and I'll show you all the different fabrics I've collected. Mainly from a lady called Zoe. She's got a Facebook group. I'll try and link it below. And if you join it, she just does amazing like bundles. She sells all these printed Adas. She does them in many different counts. She sells the easy. She's just, if for the most part, if you want something, this lady will have it if you're in the UK. And it's very good quality, but equally it's good if you're on a budget, because I'm a member of a few other groups and who sell like hand dyed Adas, and obviously they can get really pricey, but whereas Zoe sells printed Ada, which is very reasonable but also very pretty. So I'll show you that in my next video. And yeah, I haven't really thought of a timeline. So like I said, my mum and I have a challenge for August to do as much as we can on our biggest project. So that led me to start Toil. So if I show you I can show you my progress in the next video. But I'm hoping by the time I then post another video, maybe a fortnight after that, I'll actually have progress on other things to talk about. And also maybe some haul, because it's payday next week. I just don't want to post too many videos and have nothing to update you guys on. Although, obviously, listening to me now, you know I can wear on. So if you like my voice, let me know. And I can maybe do a stitch with me. Although it would mean that I'm stitching just black stitches and chatting to you guys. Which, you know, I talk to myself all the time. So I might as well talk knowing that somebody might be listening out there. That could be a good plan. So yeah, let me know if I've missed out any details. Comment below. I'd be very grateful for any subscribers. Thumbs up, all the usual jazz people say on YouTube. I don't know what else to add to that. Thank you so much for listening if you've got this far. I'm just excited that I've finally started this Flosstube, and I hope that it can grow and I can meet new people. One thing you guys can help me out with actually is, so I watch Flosstube from people all over the world. However, it is nice watching people from your own country, mainly because you get the references to things like shops and, I don't know, maybe slang terms that they say and stuff like that. So if you are a British podcaster, or you know of any really good podcaster, Flosstuber, or you know of any really good British podcast Flosstubers, can you just let me know? Give me some recommendations, because So my favourite one is Fairy Floss. And I just think she's great. But unfortunately, she doesn't post as many videos as I would like. I know she's a busy lady like myself. So yeah, just give me some recommendations. I'd love to check them out. So until next time, Flosstube, peace out.